Shalom, everyone. Glad you joined me for another segment of my channel here. Before I go on, I invite you to click the like button, hit the notification bell, and please subscribe. There's more videos on the way as I make them. Anyways, today's segment is the qualifications of a bishop or an elder. These are just key points, and I'm going to give you the references to the books, the chapters, and the verse to each one of these for the qualifications. Well, let's just start right now. The first one, the qualification, is blameless. Blameless is you can find that in Luke 1:6 and Titus 1:7. Now, blameless means it's obvious what blameless means. It's you're blameless in, I don't know, criminal activities, gossip, if it's true gossip, whatever. But anyways, next one is what I got here is husband of one wife. And that's wife, like wedlock wife, no more than one wife, polygamy or anything like that. But you can find that in Leviticus 21:7, Ezekiel 44:22, 1 Timothy 5:9, and Titus 1:6. But anyways, next one will be you got to be vigilant. Vigilant. 1 Peter 4:7 and Titus 1:9. Next one is you got to be sober. So not just sober as far as drug free or alcohol free. You got to be sober minded and spiritually minded, and to be a service to all the Almighty and your fellow man who the parishioners who come to you for guidance, help, and encouragement. You can find that in 1 Peter 5:8 and Titus 1:8, or no, Peter 5:8, Titus 1:8. Sorry, I'm getting my numbers mixed up here. But the next one is you got to have a good behavior, and be modest. Of course, got to be you got to have that good behavior. You can't don't expect somebody to come up and ask you something, and you're in some kind of a frustrated rage or anger or something for some unknown reason. But you can find that in Titus 1:8 and 1 Peter 3:16. Now the next one is fond of guests, given to hospitality. That means you got to be real cordial, nice, and inviting. Approachable. You got to be approachable for somebody to come up to you, engage you, and talk. And it's got to be rational in mind. You could find this in Romans 12:13, Titus 1:8, Hebrews 13:2, and 1 Peter 4:9. Oh, and the next one is very important, just like the others, but this is important. You gotta apt to teach and willing to instruct. You're basically a leader, a earthly spiritual leader representing Yahweh and Yeshua. You gotta be real teachable and know your business. You gotta know what's going on, and biblically, so you can give some sound advice and encouragement to whoever is coming up to you with whatever. You can find that in 1 Timothy 2:24, Titus 1:9. Next one is sort of like the one I told you about, the sober up there. This is not given into wine or drunkenness. Now that's if I go up for something important, spiritually or financially or anything, I want somebody, a church elder, not to be inebriated, because if he's inebriated, he's almost incompetent or incapable of giving sound judgment, and advice. So that's a very key thing in this, and you can find that in Leviticus 10:9, Ezekiel 44:21, Ephesians 5:18, and then Titus 1:7. Next one is it says an elder shouldn't be a striker. He shouldn't be a striker. He shouldn't, you know, get enraged to, use physical harm or physical whatever, restraints or whatever, You can find that in 1 Timothy 2:24-25, Titus 1:7. Now here's the next one is thing that that's very important, because today on TV you hear about this prosperity gospel. It's all these evangelists, if you want to call them that, try to take money from middle class people or even the poor. They call it tithing. And they want to take your money, and that shows the spirit of greed. No question about it. A sensible person wouldn't fall for that stuff, and we got to pray for the ones that do fall for it, that Yahweh will come in and show them their error of their way. But anyways, this one says not greedy, and you can find that in Timothy 1:7, 1 Peter 5:2. Because instead of money going into their pockets, where they're living in mansions, summer homes, 10, 12 luxury cars, whatever, airplanes, that stuff should go to the poor. It should go to the church, but it also should be distributed to the poor. Even the church members, when they come in hard times, the church should be there for them, to help them out the best they can, financially or mentally, spiritually, physically, whatever. Instead of filling their pockets, that's completely wrong, and it's sinful. It's very sinful. And the next one says gentleness and patience. You can find that in 1 Thessalonians 5:14 and Revelations 1:9. But and another one, it's kind of like the one up here says striker. This one's you got to be peaceful. Do not be a brawler. That's says that in James 4:1, Titus 1:7. Outside the church, elder or bishop's got to maintain a good reputation. To the community, to everybody, and what he comes to church on Sunday, all real nice, but then you hear about him getting in barroom brawls or out in the public, cussing people out. That's not a qualification for a bishop or an elder. It's not at all. Okay, next one will be again, not greedy, just like the other one up here. Exodus 20:17, 2 Peter 2:3. Next one is one that rules well in his own home. Now that's very important, because if you can't rule your own home, and have discipline for your kids and guide them right, and your wife, whatever, pay the bills. How can you manage an organization, a church organization? How can you can't do that? So you got, everything starts home. It starts from the home, and then it goes to church, and, organization, all that kind of things. You got to manage it and be a leader, be the leader at home, but you also got to be the leader in your local church, the one that you've been instructed to be in. Now the next one is not a novice, not a new convert. Somebody who becomes a new convert can't automatically excel all the way up to bishop or elder or whatever, because just because you might have the Holy Spirit in you, you still got a lot of training, learning, and disciplines. You got to, you can't just sit there and say, "Hey, I'm saved now, and I'm going to be a pastor or a minister." You got a lot of spiritual maturity you got to develop through the years. I'm not saying don't do it. You can't do it, but it's going to take time. If you really are interested, you got to do your studies, got to pray, and then after that, you just with a heavy, with Yahweh's help, you can achieve it in time, but you can't just do it in a blink of an eye. You can't. Now the last one is got to have a good report of them which are without. That's in 1 Samuel 2:24, Acts 6:3, First Timothy 5:24 through 25, 3 John 12. Um, but anyways, that's all I got on the list right now. And I just want you to ponder about all this. If you want to watch the video again, you can. People out there really are interested in, joining, a church, or if you're in a church and you want to, think about being a pastor, a bishop, elder, whatever. You just gotta consider these. You got to consider all these requirements, qualifications. If you do that, you know you you could represent your community and your church and your family and everything. You could be there for them, help them out, and it's going to be a feeling of an accomplishment that you do that. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind, that person that puts their heart to it and has Yahweh there with them, to guide them. I'm sure it could happen, and and it'd be a good experience to be up there if if you meet the qualifications. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say right now, and thank you again for watching my video. Till next time, shalom.